Hey guys, the end of 2014 is pretty much upon us, and 2014 has been a challenging year, full of ups and a lot of downs, I guess. But one thing that I have done a lot this year is watch movies. In fact, I've seen 28 movies this year, I think. Yeah, 28 movies this year. That's pretty much once a fortnight. And that's a lot. And through that, I thought I might sift through all the crap and give you a top 5 countdown of the movies of 2014 that I've seen this year. Now, a quick caveat about this list is that you might see some movies that are rated 8 out of 10 being higher on the list than movies that are rated 9 out of 10, for example. The reason for that is because I thought, look, despite the numbers, life isn't about the numbers, guys. It's not about the numbers. Sometimes it's just how you feel. It's like love. Without further ado, here are my top 5 movies of 2014. Here we go. Number 5. Number 5 spot goes to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. This movie was fantastic. It just had an excellent story to tell, with a lot of heart, with a lot of moral ambiguity and gray areas. I think Caesar was such a standout in this film. He had such an on-screen presence, for someone that is a CGI character. He just had this commanding leadership presence about him. That was just really well done. And I think what I really liked about this movie as well is that there were no good guys, there were no bad guys. There were just people trying to do what's best for them. Even the villain, if you will, in the movie, which is Koba. Even Koba, you understand why he was acting the way he did. If you watch the first film, he was someone who grew up under really traumatic circumstances, very abusive circumstances in those research labs. And so I thought even Koba's actions was a real commentary on the effect of trauma on our capacity to love and trust in the future. It's an incredibly powerful message. Okay, number 4. Number 4 goes to Gone Girl. Gone Girl was a movie that it came out of nowhere for me. I wasn't expecting anything from it. I didn't know what it was about. But 2 words that sum up Gone Girl is masterful storytelling. Gone Girl is one of those movies that proves to me anyway, that a movie doesn't need fancy gimmicks, origin stories, darker reboots, a retelling on a classic tale. It doesn't need fancy premises to be good. It just needs to be told well, and Gone Girl did that. And I think the awesome thing about Gone Girl is that it was probably one of the first movies where I walked away from and I thought, God, I'm so glad I'm single. That's amazing. Okay, so number 3. The number 3 spot goes to the Guardians of the Galaxy. This movie I gave an 8 out of 10 because for a Marvel film, it was incredibly well written and incredibly funny. It was consistently funny. And I love the fact that Marvel was able to take their classic formula and just have fun with it and run away with it, and take a different take on it. I thought the casting for this movie was really good. Chris Pratt just excelled as Star-Lord. Those dance moves were phenomenal. A killer soundtrack as well. And also, it was just very well paced. It was never boring. Number 2, Big Hero 6. This movie I gave an easy 9 out of 10. Now, what's interesting about Big Hero 6 is that this movie it wasn't particularly innovative. In fact, it was actually a bit predictable in many areas. But it was a flawless execution. It was the flawless execution of a tried and true story, an origin story, that was just so well done. It was full of heart. It was a lot of fun. The animation was like top notch, and Fred was hilarious. My favorite scene, my favorite line, Magic Hat. If you haven't seen it, go see it. Wait for that line. It's hilarious. The number 1 spot of 2014 goes to my favorite movie this year for good reason, and it is the Lego Movie. The Lego Movie is amazing in every sense of the word. It was smart, it was innovative, it was funny, it had action, it had character development, it had variety, it had commentary on itself. I think what I was so impressed by the Lego Movie, and the reason why it beats Big Hero 6, is purely because of innovation. Where Big Hero 6 told a very, it was a superhero movie, you knew that coming in, and you knew, it's gonna tick all the boxes. But the Lego Movie, coming into it, like, how the hell are they gonna make a story about Lego? Lego is not one of those toy franchises that has its own story. No, it borrows from other franchises. Lego Star Wars, Lego Harry Potter, Lego Lord of the Rings. But to make a movie about Lego is like making a movie about paperclips. What's the deal with paperclips? I don't know. But somehow they made a story, a movie about Lego that was so appropriate. Not only was there one story about Lego that was about finding yourself, believing in yourself, being something. But then there's this other story on top of that, a meta story, if you will, on the commentary of Lego as a toy and as a product of imagination. And I think that was incredibly superb for them to be able to do that. It was also full of DC characters, a lot of geeky references that I personally enjoyed. It was never boring. And that song, Everything is Awesome, that's just, it works. So that goes my top movie of 2014, the Lego Movie. Now, I will leave you with possibly my favorite scene from the Lego Movie, so therefore my favorite scene of any movie this year, and that is the spaceship scene. So enjoy, and hope for a even better 2015 of films. Avengers! Alright, see you guys.
Great idea, but how will we get there?
I could build a spaceship. You're not gonna say no?
Build away, whatever your name is. All units, attack that spaceship. Where'd he go?